I was just running a little 16 pill with a big alternator, but before he gets off the key, if he slow keys it, you can hear it in the background. And then it unwinds, and then he unkeys. Love that sound in a Mobile. But yeah, man, I don't know what's up with people playing music in their Mickey flickies. I guess they ain't got nothing else better to do their break.
Yeah, 10-4. I can understand like a snippet, a little bit for a demonstration purpose or an effect or something like that, but they're out there playing. They got their microphone keyed down and held up to a speaker. It sounds horrible. The quality's horrible. Their taste in music is horrible. And that's probably not either here nor there, but, and they play it for the whole doggone song like they think everybody else out there is going to like the song. I don't get it. But anyway, yeah, I like that sound of the, you hear it primarily in the AC mobiles, and they let the plate voltage come down before they get off the key. They don't want to spike the plate voltage. Pull the load off and that thing's still up there winding up. Bam! Let's try to fire away to blow something up to break.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there right now. That's what I'm talking about right now, right now.
Oh, yeah.
You have a great day out
Well, anyway, it's a good day out there nonetheless, and tell Wagon Burner, they go, hello, keep that ball down. Motor mouth ball, cruising this thing, one fat watt at a time. And they got all the way down in the wonderful world of sound, your West Coast beast. Back quiet.
410 Motor Mouth Mall, yeah, I got rough on that end, no fireball was squeezing up in there. Wagon Burner had the hammer down, and he just got all rough and tough on that Coppic and end. No doubt about it, my boy. I appreciate you waving out this way, and I'm going to sit back and watch the band roll on. No Wagon Burner, fireball, whenever y'all all get in there together, man, it makes it rough and tough. Mosquito Man, that's all yours, and back out.
Yeah, 10-footer Mosquito Man. That sounds good. Well, a whole lot of hammers out there, that's for doggone sure. And all we can do is hope for the best and see who gonna do what. But Mother Nature's the be-all, end-all. You know how that goes. All right, there. Have a good day out there. Mosquito Man, Motor Mouth Mall, working this thing. Got down right there, break up. For you, I like that sound of that VFO underneath my carrier. When you hear that, and I'm just flat up on top of it, it sounds pretty cool. You can hear him underneath it. Let you know he's there trying anyway. Let you know he's trying to get up in there in the mix. So it's kind of a cool effect.
At 2112.
I had to turn it off because the meter's always too whenever you're about that, like when you gotta record the meter with your phone. And so anyways, it's always too bright for the camera, so I always have to turn my VFO off.
Yeah, 10-4. 10-4. Wow, where did my coffee go? Oh, there it is. I got a fresh cup of coffee here. Mosquito Man, I got a fresh cup of coffee, and I'm on the number 2 radio today again, so I guess I've decided now to call the number 2 radio the number 1 radio, which is what it was originally. It was the number 1 radio, so I'm back on the 29 to break. wrong with your radio. It's working just fine. I don't know. He doesn't know what he's talking about. The break.
Bad radio.
I'll try to roll up in there just one more time. Let's see what's cooking out here in the world of sound. Radio station, Motormouth Mall, stepping. Oh, I gotta go check something here. I'll be right back.
Motormouth Mall, Eugene Johnson in the yard.
Let me take a swing over here a little to the left. Look up there around Maine. And see what's happening out there in the world of sound. Pardon me, Motormouth Mall stepping. Your West Coast beast got down right there, breaker. You're reading the mail real loud out there. I can hear that. You got a hammer down. Oh wow, cool. Hey, got the mouse. Let me go dump out the rat trap or the mouse trap. I got that mouse. I've been waiting for him for a couple days. And yesterday he ate the peanut butter. Today, he's dispatched.
With it, man. Usually I have a little monitor radio going on. But it's been doing a weird hum all morning. And I've been trying to figure out what it was. I put a ground wire on it thinking that maybe it's the rain and stuff getting on the antenna because it's raining out here. So I don't know if I got some RF traveling back down the coax or what's going on. But it's been doing a little hum all morning, so I've been trying to figure it out there, Break.
Hey, the Mosquito Man, you know that mouse I had the other day in the studio over here? The mouse that I watched before my very eyes waddling around the studio and the console here? Well, I finally got him. He is no longer. I got this little son of a gun. Mosquito Man, Motormouth Mall, cruising, and there ain't nothing wrong with your radio there, Break. I don't know what he was saying, but it sounds good over here.
Yeah, him and Wagon Burner was saying that it had a hum in it, and it's been humming. Especially if I get the mic gain up, it tries to hum a little bit.
They made a country song like that. There ain't nothing wrong with the radio.
Ain't nothing wrong with my radio. I got a sweet 16 under my back seat, a 148. This was beat and tweaked. Dual antennas whipping in the wind. Well, there ain't a CB station that I can't tune in. You mean that song there, Break?
On my monitor, so I couldn't tell if it was the him and Wagon Burner said it was humming a little bit, but I think you guys will tell him straight now, so we'll see what happens.
Nova around the black hole, Nova around the black hole, be waving. Nova John, Motormouth Mall, Nova around the black hole, got down.
Hey, Nova, around the black hole. Do you know what? I hear you, I do. Hey, Nova. Chevrolet called the Nova a Nova. Why'd they call it a Nova? How would they expect the sales to be very good? You know, the Nova, I guess in Mexico they didn't sell very well because Nova means, what, Novamos, Nova, won't go. Well, Nova means won't go the break.
Bigger power supply break.
Hey, Motormouth, my Nova went. My Nova was wet. I had a fast Nova. Motormouth Mall waving that hand.
14, you say you had a fast Nova. Your Nova went real good. Hello to you, Nova. Hello, Mosquito Man. Hello, Bayou Boy. Bayou Boy, did you hear that song, Debray?
He was out there, he was like, you're going to burn the power supply up. Hey, watch this, fireball, watch. Watch your meter. Tell them boys there's still a lot more in the pub. This power supply is just slow cruising, I'm gone.
Hey, Mosquito Man, I just swung my antenna back over to your place, and all these smokes, you put that thing down for a little while. Put a big old dead key down up in my radio. Hello to you one more time, Mosquito Man. Hey, Bayou Boy, I hope you got that song. Motormouth Mall, stepping, they got down, break out.
I got a song for you, Motormouth Mall, and I won't even put my phone to the Mickey Flicky. I'll sing it like this. You know, Fireball's not a bad guy. I've been talking to him quite a bit, actually, and he taught me a song. I went to the school of John Denver Singing Academy, so if it sounds like shit, this is why. But he's a good guy. He just, he's different like me, so here it goes. They call them Cobras and Unidens, the CB Airways, the only thing that keeps me hanging on. I didn't tell you it was going to sound good. That's just the music to my people. Me and us covering 29's getting down.
Well, that's kind of like all my mud ducks live in Texas. That's why I spiked my mic in Cali. or you got to know when to hammer down, know when to drop the mall, know when to walk the dog, and when to kick the cat. You never spike your mic when you're wallering in the mud, 'cause there's always another station that'll drop them all on you. And one day a Seabeer, he was gonna get even. He bought himself an amplifier and turned it up on high. And much to his dismay, Mother Nature took a turn again, and once again he was just another mud duck. You've got to know when to hammer down, know when to drop them all, know when to walk the dog, when to kick the cat. You never spike your mic when you're wallering in the mud, 'cause there's always another station that'll drop them all on you.
I'll be damned. Motormouth Mall. Yeah, you need to move to Nashville, Tennessee. Motormouth Mall. You got me crying over here, man. I might have to learn some tunes from you as well. Them were pretty good ones right there. I like those. You need to move to Nashville, man. You're
Yeah, just where I'll go over to Nashville, I'll get a recording label, I'll make some music out there, I'll make some money too, then I can buy a real radio. I don't have to worry about this little Mickey Mouse stuff I play around with. Let me hit my knees up in the breeze. Radio station, Motormouth Mall, cruising this thing one big old fat watt at a time. I got down right there, breaker.
Towards him, you got all the way down, ain't no doubt about it. Alright, we're going to start calling you Mr. Nashville. Take it easy, Mr. Nashville, around Cali. The world-harmed mosquito is getting on down, and we'll see ya.
Bartender Mosquito, take care of 73s. We'll catch you a little bit later on. I'll get back on the side and read the mail for a little bit here. And we'll see what transpires. Motormouth Mall, step and break up.
That was some funny shit right there, boy. Damn, what a horny dumbass.
Hey, Davy Crockett around Illinois, you got a hammer down over here. What's going on there, Davy Crockett?
Sounding that 30 dB back here in Illinois there, are ya?
14 on the 30 dB in Illinois. Well, that's what we're trying to do from time to time. I roll up on your radio just a little bit every now and again. Davy Crockett, Motormouth Mall, stepping.
I'm gonna do my best. Bad ducks. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when the mosquito bites you? I'm gone.
again there, Bray?
Eugene Johnson in the whole yard. Motormouth Mall.
I hear the old wagon burner Suburban.
Easy, Doctor. I believe him. Hang on. I didn't hear it real good, but let me just play it back one time.
What you gonna do when the
Mosquito Man. There you go. I heard you up in there, but it was rough and tough, I'll tell you. Motormouth Mall cruising, looking around the Razorback. I got down, break.
Bad ducks. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when the mosquito bites you? I'm gone.
Hey, mosquito, listen to that. Break, where are you?
Bad ducks. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when the mosquito bites you? I'm gone.
There you go, Mosquito Man, Motormouth Mall, cruising, they got down, break.
Motormouth Mall, 747.
Hello, 747, you rolled up in there real good, 747, Motormouth Mall, waving right back at you, the break.
I don't even have a cat. They can't kill my cat.
The small mall.
The small ball peen mall got down.
I heard you guys coming back to 421. I hear you out there, but it's hard to get in there, get a word in edgewise when we've got some big hitters out there in California.
Waving the hand, number one big day around Bakersfield.
Oh, man, that is ear porn to my ears, man. Hearing that. Hey, Wagon Burger, you're just going to have to start driving your Suburban everywhere. That way I can hear your damn alternators. Man, I love the sound of the alternators, man. I'm going to have to build me another badass mobile. And, I think Fireball said I don't want a cat. They drink a lot of water or something like that. What'd you say out there, Break?
Didn't hear him because I keyed down. Hey, somebody ought to make a noise toy that's like an alternator, a spinning down alternator noise toy. There, break.
Him and Wagon Burner's hammering down.
10-4, okay, I'll let him have at it.
He's talking the door. Fireball's talking the doorknob, but Wagon Burner keyed on him. Hey, Wagon Burner, your Suburban's smoking, man. You keyed on old Fireball going to, I think he's talking the doorknob. That Suburban's smoking. But anyways, yeah, they should make a noise toy like that. Hey, I was going to ask you, did you ever figure out how to do ducks on your SDR? I know it's a lot of work, but I'd love to hear that.
I haven't done a duck. I need to. You mentioned that last time, and I forgot, not last time, but a couple times ago. But yeah, I've not made a duck. I'll have to make a couple ducks instead of the skulls. Put some ducks on the SDR. They're break.
I really wondered what it would sound like. The skulls actually sound pretty cool. My buddy was over here one day when you did it. I jumped over to the live view and backed it up a little bit and showed him. He thought that was the coolest shit ever, which I did too when I first seen it. I was like, wow, that is amazing. Because whenever I first heard it and you said there's skulls, I was like, what's he talking about? And then he did it again a couple of days later, and I was like, I'm going to jump over on his live feed and see what he was doing. I was like, man, that'd be awesome if he had some ducks on that thing. He's a man.
There's the skulls. Yeah, I'll have to work on some ducks. That's a good idea.
Someone's trying to key on me. Hold on.
They better try harder than that. They're break.
Fireball, you tell Eugene Johnson to sit down before I knock his ass down. Fireball, you tell Eugene Johnson to sit down before I knock his ass down. You tell him, Fireball. Tell old Eugene Johnson to sit down before the mosquito knocks him down.
I can't even hear him.
Eugene Johnson.
740.
Wait, I just heard Fireball. I just heard Fireball and Backscatter. I never hear Fireball and Backscatter. Check this out. Wait a second here. Was that Fireball? I thought I heard Fireball and Backscatter.
Before I knock his ass down. You tell him, Fireball. Tell old Eugene Johnson to sit down before the mosquito knocks him down.
Eugene Johnson.
Hey, that was Fireball and Backscatter.
Eugene Johnson.
Look at that.
Eugene Johnson.
740.
I never hear that Mudrunner and Backscatter. That's the first time ever in multiple skip cycles I've ever heard him in Backscatter. They're breaking.
No, well, you're lucky, Murder Mountain Mall. You're lucky you don't hear him. Number 20, Illinois. We hear him all the time.
Hey, number 20 up there on Illinois, you say you're lucky. Yeah, we hear him all the time. That's what you said. Hey, number 20. I could, after hearing that audio in Backscatter on my own receiver, I could see why people wouldn't want to listen to that.
Right on. Yeah, you hear all the it's not the most pleasant sounding station there, Joe. I don't know. You may be slacking on waving at him.
It's all raspy and sound like the microphone's probably all full of slobber to break.
Johnson to start playing nice. Waving that hand to you back there, also that Pony Express. While you up there in the northwest side of Arizona where the rich people stay. Pony Express, Bayou Boy getting down.
Hey, Bayou Boy, I thought Pony Express was over there and was over in like Fresno somewhere. They're breaking.
No, he must be up there around the guy I was talking to earlier. He was in the northwest corner. I told old Snake Doctor, that's where he lives up there too. And I told Pony Express, I said, yeah man, I told that to old Snake Doctor, said that's where the rich people stay up there. And he said, well, yeah, they kind of wealthy up here.
36.
Oh, 10-4, I'll be dipped. Okay, well, interesting. Well, I tell you what, that's good for them, you know, if they can be where the wealth is and experience that lifestyle. That's a good thing. We don't all get that luxury, you know. But hey, Bayou Boy, did you hear the song earlier in the break?
Yeah, I heard y'all back there cutting up. Yeah, I was telling Snake Doctor, I said, man, you don't want to be down there in the southwest corner of Arizona. Cause I said we went down there to a campground, and when we got back to the camper, the kids was using the hubcaps as frisbees their break.
10-4. Yeah, I'll tell you what, you gotta watch out for those kind of, you know, secluded areas like that. You know, kids can find a way to make toys out of anything they bring.
Oh yeah, man, they were cutting up back there. Oh yeah, they was cutting up back there. Yep, good times though, boy. I had a good time when I was in Arizona. I ain't gonna lie, man. We learned a lot when we was down there. I seen the old 70 model Camaro and about a 70 model like them split bumpers, and I seen that in the shed. And I walked up to the guy, I asked him, I said, man, who's working on the old car? He said, oh man, that's my brother's old car. I said, oh well, shoot. I said I might come back this evening and come shoot the shit with y'all and check, you know, what y'all working on, check y'all out. He said, oh man, my brother's been in prison for 2 years. I said, well, who's sanding on the fender? He said, well, he was doing that one there before he went in, got put in jail. I said, well, damn, man. I looked at the fender, it looked like they had sanded it the night before. Down there in Louisiana, you sand a fender, man, that thing gonna be full of rust the next day there, Roger.
Oh, yeah, that's, a lot of people go down to Arizona, you know, it's all dry down there and everything, and arid, and they pick up cars down there because they're rust-free, you know. But, yeah, you're right, you get down there in a humid area like your area down there, and you have a rust bucket overnight. If you scratch that paint, get down into the rust, and it'd be all over. You know, and rust never sleeps, doggone. That stuff goes and goes and goes. But, yeah, speaking of rust, I got a little car yesterday. I picked up a 1980 Mercedes 240D, a little diesel. Man, it's a neat little car, but it's got like a couple of spots of rust bubbling up under the factory paint. You know, a couple, like about 3 or 4 different little small pieces, about 3/4 of an inch by about an inch long, bubbling up in about 4 different places. So I got to address that here someday, but I don't have to worry about it real fast, because after all, it's out here in California and they ain't gonna rust too fast. But I got to get that ground down, filled in, and fixed, and stop that rust.
Man, you looking for another one? If my buddy still got it, that thing been sitting in his dad's shop since the 90s. It's a Mercedes. It got the 4 doors, the 4 round headlights. It's brown with the brown leather interior. And man, the body's in perfect shape, but they got something wrong with the motor. But you looking for another one? I know where they got parts.
Wow, what a trip. I'll have to keep that in mind. Yeah, this is the same thing. It's a 80 240D. It's got the 4 round headlights and the 4 doors, and got all of its parts. Everything works real good. The motor works like a top, runs great, and little 4-speed thing. I don't know if the one that you have over there in your shop there is a 4-speed or not. There's a 4-speed, and it drives real nice. So I was pleased with it, and the good thing about it is, see, here in California with the smog laws the way they are, the diesel is exempt. Anything from 1996 and before is exempt from smog. So it's out of the smog thing. And then if it ever had a problem with the engine, I could either fix it, or I could drop a little turbocharged small V8 or something like that in there, and have a different transmission. I've got a 6-speed Richmond that I could put in there. A Richmond 6-speed and a little V8 in that car would be a blast.
That sounds like I'm gonna have to do something, man.
He got an old 63 Buick, 2-door hardtop. Man, I'm gonna put that cutting up. 63 Buick, 2-door hardtop, and we was talking about that, and I forgot to ask him if he had cleaned out the shop. He was supposed to be cleaning it all out to to make some room in there. So I don't know if he got rid of that old car or not. I might ask him.
Man, that would be a cool old car, too. I had an old 63. I had a car I should never have gotten rid of. I had a 63 Polara 500. And it was one of the ones they made that was the 383 factory high-performance, factory exhaust cutouts, aluminum front end. And it was one of 7,200 made. All original. Needed to be restored, but it ran like a top. Beautiful 727 torque flight tranny push button, and it was one of 7,200 made, and it was the car. It was the car that got Chrysler back on its feet again back in 1963. And anyway, they're blue and white. I should never have gotten rid of that car. Man, oh well. There's a lot of those stories there, Rick. I got a lot of those radio and car stories like that. Oh well.
And what it was a Dodge?
Yep, Dodge Polara 500. 1963 Dodge Polara 500. And I still have, I don't know where it is, I had the original window sticker that came with the car there too.
Yeah, my buddy got a 64 Dodge, that Cornet, the 440. But you don't have the 440 motor, you got that 383. Man, I tell you what, bro. That it ain't nothing fancy out the hole, but boy, on top of the hill, God, man, you just sit back in the seat and you hear that old 4-barrel. Boy, that front corner start coming up in the air like we taking off, boy.
Ooh, yeah. The sound of those 4 barrels opening up and that thing drawing in all that air and fuel. Oh, yeah. Beautiful sound and great feeling. And, the Cornet was a good, neat, that was a neat car. But I had a 440 in 2 different cars. I had a 440 and a 69 Roadrunner. Well, it was not really a Roadrunner. It was a Satellite. I lied. It was a Satellite that I made look like a Roadrunner, but it was actually better because it was tubbed and narrowed in the rear end and full cage and 440 with a dual 4 barrels and a tunnel ram and a whole bit. It was a neat car. But if it was a real Roadrunner, I would not have cut it up in the back end like that. But it wasn't a Roadrunner. It was a Satellite. But they're the same chassis, same body. Anyway, so I had one of them, and then I had a 67 Chrysler Imperial. All gloss black, straight as an arrow. Beautiful car, blue interior, with a gray seat cover in the front, all sewn on, and not just a cover, but like it's an aftermarket, something or other somebody put on. And it was a 440 with a 727 torque flight. And it was a cool car. I should never, ever have gotten rid of that one.
So, 4-speed. Yeah, I learned a lot, man, with that Buick that my buddy got. I didn't know that, he had something about that 409 nail head or 403 nail head motor. And he's trying to restore all that in the transmission, all back, everything all original. And like the Impalas, they look similar, but like all the frames and all, I thought that would have been all the same thing, a GM product, but man, it's got different rear end, got aluminum drums, big old rear end like a dually underneath that thing, man.
Holy cow, what a trip. Yeah, I didn't know there was some big difference there. I wouldn't have thought there was. I don't know anything about Buicks, not much or anything at all about Buicks, but yeah, that's a trip. Oh man. Anyway, yeah, all the cars in the past that I should have, and even radios, my worst radio story is my Collins. I had the 75A4 I bought from one gentleman in Santa Monica, well, actually in Brentwood. It actually in the hills of Malibu when I lived in Brentwood. I bought a 75A4 from Malibu Chuck, and he used to run 28 way back in the day, back in the late 80s, early 90s, thereabouts. And I bought that radio from him with a matching speaker, and then a little while later, I went and I got my ham ticket and went down there in Santa Monica, and across from Pep Boys was this old house with a dilapidated old ground plane, and I knocked on the door and to talk to the guy, because I knew ham, I thought I was all whatever. Anyway, he said, what do you have for a radio? I said, I don't have a radio yet, I just got my license, and he goes, well, I've got something here you can have real cheap, and he sold me a KWS-1 for $100, and I had to get it down from his attic and down the stairs, and anyway, it was a KWS-1, so now I had the matching KWS-1 and the 75A4 receiver, and I thought, man, how cool is that, And then I realized that I didn't know anything about radio because many years later I didn't know anything, because I let somebody talk me into the fact that because that was a low-level modulated radio, it was no good. So they said I needed a high-level plate modulated radio. I said, okay, well, little did I know there was no difference in quality between the two. And so anyway, I put an ad in the recycler saying I wanted a Johnson Viking Valiant and $400 cash in trade for the Collins KWS-1 and the 75A4 receiver. And a gentleman, a Super Bowl operator, came up to the house, and he was happy in the lark. He loaded that. He dropped off the clean Valiant and $400, and he picked up that KWS-1 and that 75A4, and he was gone. Oh, he was happier than a lark. Little did I know that whole combination back in the day at that time was worth about $3,500 a break.
Well, them boys out there in Texas like them Collins, man, they've been beating my head up. By you, boy, that's what you need, man. You need one. You need a radio like that. You gotta find you a Collins. He said, man, once you get that Collins, you don't look back. He said, you want some big audio, you gotta get that Collins. You gotta get that Collins. Boy, they've been breaking that in my head. They said it'd be nice if I could find a little Viking, but he said, man, you need to find that Collins. And I know they got a couple of them, but man, that's kind of a little steep little price. How they said, I guess I'll just have to stick to my old plastic radio for right now. But yeah, you talking about them old ones. My neighbor down the road, they got an old military, I don't know what the hell it would be called. You drop it off like out of a plane in the jungle or whatever, and that was the transmission shack. Well, he ended up getting one from the Army years ago or whatever, and he got the amplifier and everything in the shed. That was, I don't know what a frequency or whatever, but man, they got typewriters in there, dude. Typewriters, and they got Hammerlin radios. I don't know if there's receivers, whatever it is, but all that stuff still in the shed, man, and it's raining. And the old lady, she was like, look, she said,
I'm gonna get up down the middle road. You said you're gonna go get you a bagel on that end.
but man, I think it's probably too rotten to get
Bad ducks. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when mosquito bites you? Bad ducks. What you gonna do?
He said,
What you gonna do when mosquito bites you? I'm gone.
all that transformer out, but he said, I got the RF deck out. He said, you can have that too, get it out of here. So that's projects. It's great. I might have to end up getting me one of them containers like Mortimer Mall and start stacking some plywood.
10-4. Well, you know what? I got one of those. I got I was at a transmitter site up in Solvang, and to go to the transmitter site, you got to go to the bottom of this ranch, and they got an old barn there. And the owner of the barn and the ranch had nothing to do with the transmitter site. They just leased out the property to the broadcaster that was, at the time, Sean Knight. He passed away. But anyway, Crazy Country was up there. Anyway, so I would go up there to service the site. But one day the guy saw me going up there to service the site. And he said, hey, I want to show you something. And he pulls me aside over at the barn down there, and in the barn was a GPT 750. And, I thought, well, that's cool. It's a broadband HF amplifier, a pair of 3-500Zs. Or are they 4-400s? I think they're 3-500Zs. Anyway, it's got these big, huge, it's about a 4-foot tall, 3.5-foot wide, 2.5-foot deep cabinet, and it's got trays that pull out. The top one's the RF deck, the bottom one is the modulation section, and this one happens to have like RTTY and frequency shift keying and stuff like that built into it. It wouldn't be anything at all to plate modulate it. I've got a big old modulation transformer. You can just go in there and throw some audio in there. And then it's got, at the bottom, it's got the power supply. Big old gray box called the GPT 750. I got one of them too. They're big.
Would that have been, that's just something that was on like at a transmitter site, or was that something Army issue? Because this little building that the man got, it's got the mount where they told me that it was something that would drop out of a plane, and that was like the transmitter shack in the Army. I don't know what that would have been. I don't know what frequency, nothing like that.
Oh, you're talking about the whole thing that drops out of the plane, the whole shack and everything. Oh, I don't have that. A friend of mine up here in Wasna Canyon has got one of those. But it's a whole shack and everything all in one. I don't know, it's fiberglass or aluminum. I think probably fiberglass. But anyway, no, this is just the transmitter itself. The GPT 750 is just the transmitter, and it weighs a lot. I don't know if they would drop it out of the plane. I also don't know if it was. I think it was Navy. It might have been Navy. But anyway, yeah, pretty cool old box. And we got it working, fired up, and I never talked on it. I just made sure it fired up and everything, and it's been sitting ever since the break.
Yeah, they gotta put that plywood on it.
Yep, 10-4 on the plywood.
But yeah, man, the old lady, she been putting the tarp on the little building and all that, and I gotta see about that probably this spring sometime. She wants to get it out of there. Yep, so I gotta go drag that out of there and get it off, and I don't know, man, I can't do nothing with the building. It's pretty damn far gone, but it's metal, got a skid on the bottom, and like the little roof with some thin metal, and it all been rotted through, and it's been raining in there, so a bunch of equipment, you can chalk all that.
Hey, Triple One Big Daddy, I ain't gonna play around too much, man. These old people out here,
But you never know, somebody might need a meter or a knob. I think you don't need eBay and start selling them $1 a piece.
Yeah, 10-4, you know. You never know who's going to need what, and whatever the case may be. So, anyway, very cool. Well, I'll tell you what, there, hey, Bayou Boy, I'm going to get out of here and let the rest of the West Coast have the radios back. And before what's-his-name out there has a doggone coronary, we don't we don't want to give what's-his-name out there, I don't even know what to call him, but blah, 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 whatever the guy is to try to plug ears out there. He's got a lot of work to do to plug anybody's ears. He's way down into the mess. But anyway, yeah, I figure I'd get out here before he has a coronary. Hey, take care of 7-3s out there. Hey, Bayou Boy, Motormouth Mall, your West Coast beast, dropping a hammer from time to time. I got down. Break.
All right, you're right on, man. I'm gonna do the same thing, dog. I've been in and out of here all day. Ain't got a damn thing done, so let me get on out of here. Motor Mile, West Side, Bayou Boy, down south. I'm rocking on.
410. Yeah, I've got some stuff I got to do over here. Got a bunch of stuff I got to move around in the shop. So I'm going to be busy for a little while. I'm going to try to do it slow, take my time, move everything out of the way. The couple of these things are pretty heavy, so anyway, I'll get it done. All right, catch you later on 7-3s. Bayou Boy, have a good day. Motormouth Mall, stepping. I'm out the way.
All right, yeah, we got some bad weather coming today, so I'm going to tie that trailer house down back there. Motor Mile, West Side, Bayou Boy and the BY. I'm rocking on.
410. All right, be safe out there in the bad weather, and we'll catch you another time, another way. Motormouth Mall, stepping. I got down, breaker.
I'll tell you what, man, I'm fixing some good day. Want to get on?
Good day. Good day.
I'll tell everybody else. I'm really running Cobra. This y'all know I'm running Cobra. Oh, man. I like having fun with this radio. I didn't even know it could do it like that. But anyways, I'm going to get...
Oh, hello. Hey, Penguins 416. You say you can hear me real good over there in Holland. Hey, 416 Penguin, Motormouth Mall, waving and stepping, hoping you have a real good day over there, and hope all's well and swell. Well, you got me in there on a big old Wilson 1000, big old 8S unit signal over there around Holland. I hope I can roll up in there a little bit there one time and say hello to you and good afternoon right there neck of the woods. Motormouth Mall, stepping, one fat watt at a time. Your West Coast Thunder Modulated Beast dropping a hammer from time to time. Let me look up around Holland, because I'm looking down in the bayou over here. I got to kind of move the antenna up here. Maybe I can roll that 8S units up into a little bit something better if I roll the antenna up this way. So I'll give this a shot and see what that does for you. Motormouth Mall cruising. I got down right there, breaker. Well, 69 T-Bone, I heard you roll up in there. I did. Hey, Penguin, do you have a better grip on me with this antenna pointed up north? I went up almost 90 degrees, about 85 degrees to get to you. So I'm looking at about almost 40 degrees right about now. Motormouth Mall cruising. One fat watt at a time, 69 T-Bone, take care. That signal went up to a 9. All right, good deal. Well, that's an improvement. Big old blessings and good graces around your place. Motormouth Mall stepping, I got down. Breaker.
10-4 Roger there. I got you all up in my radio, no doubt there, Motormouth Mall, man. I'm thinking about splitting.
I heard the whole West Side's got some blah, 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 blah in their radio. Man, that must be a terrible thing. But then again, you got me in your ear hole sounding like a super trucker. So I don't know which one you prefer. The blah, blah, blah or the worldwide super trucker with a big bassy audio and this little Texas Star modulator.
Well, I think I'd rather hear the worldwide super trucker audio with the Texas modulator out there than that blah 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 blah. But that ain't no difficult task. You just throw a dead key and he's gone. Let alone when you talk. You throw a dead key and there is no more blah blah blah. You just roll all up in there and take full control over my radio. I know that about it. And if you think I'm lying, and if you think the Watergate, or if you think I ain't telling a lie, check this out one time. Watch this.
10-4 Roger, 10-4 Roger there. I got you all up in my radio, no doubt there, man. I'm thinking about,
Now, blah, blah, blah was in the very beginning, and that was the first person that keyed on blah, 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 blah. And then, here, watch this.
10-4 Roger, 10-4 Roger there. I got you all up in
Now, 69 T-Bone was there.
I'm thinking about split. There's the whole West Side's got some blah, 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 blah,
Then comes,
on the radio.
Then comes Mosquito Man.
But then again, you got me in your ear hole sounding like a super trucker. So I don't know which one you prefer. The blah, 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 or the worldwide super trucker with a big bassy audio and this little Texas Star modulator.
Hey, Mosquito Man, I'll take the modulator and the trucker audio over the blah, blah, blah any day. And 69, I wasn't looking down your way, but I sure heard you roll up in there on top of the blah, blah, blah. Almost anything out there can get over blah, blah, blah. The rate.
I wonder if I can do it with a dead key. Hold on. 10-4 Roger. That's 1,000 dozy dead key. I bet my audio's real tight, but we'll see what happens.
You may not have any room for growth, but the dead key did the trick. I could barely hear 69, but there was no blah, blah, blah. I mean, all the blah, blah, blah was gone. And that 1,000 watts dozy was working. Your audio got a little bit tight, but you got them all down. Check this out.
That's 1,000 dozy dead key. I bet my audio's real tight, but we'll see what happens.
There you go. That's what happened right there in the world of sound. I got down.
Well, let's see. We'll try it like this one. Like this one time and see what happens. My radio's trying to do all. You'll see the 9 T-Bone. That's 200 watt dead key right there. Hold on. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 9 right there. That's a little over 1,000.
All right. Actually, considering even at those higher numbers until you hit a little over 1,000, it wasn't horrible. But check this out.
Oh, you'll see the 9 T-Bone. That's 200 watt dead key right there. Hold on. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 9 right there. That's a little over 1,000.
So yeah, it fell apart really bad above 6, but really bad above 1,000. The last setting was really bad, but it started getting pretty bad around 6, and below 6 pretty good, but at 2 it's beautiful. So yeah, but it didn't make enough of a difference to run like that all the time. Just if you need to get up over something, it's like if I was to flip another switch. I could jump up over on top of something if I needed to, but I don't worry about that too often. I let Mother Nature do the work. Let her do the heavy hit, what you call lifting, the brake. And Mosquito Man, Motor Mouth Mall, cruising. I got down.
I usually run it about 100, 150 watt and let it swing up. Let it get plenty of swing, and I can run it like that all day, man. It don't even get hot. So that's what I usually run it at.
I think it's 69.
I just ain't blah, 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 blah. But that right there is 150 swinging up. A little over 1,000 with the 1x4. Damn, that means if everybody really wanted me to, I could just dig through this Texas Star and put a fan on it and get rid of the blah, 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 and people would still be able to talk. Look at that, I'm a miracle worker.
753.
You get rid of the blah, blah, blah without doing that. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff. You just let that thing do what it's doing right now as it is. There's no problems. I'm pretty sure everybody from down south in San Diego on up to Northern California, everywhere in between, probably let you know the same thing to break.
Oh, Lord, yeah. Well, I'm gonna get off here. I didn't realize old Disco Duck and Cornbread Jig called me, and I just got a message from somebody, so I got to do a couple phone deals. But all right, Motormouth Mo, I'm gonna get up out here. Hopefully the blah 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 is on out of there, considering he's probably got a 20-watt radio, it seems like. I'm going to get up out of the middle of the road. Take care, Motormouth Mall. Mosquito Man on a small 1x4 in Arkansas getting down.
410, yeah. I would guess in comparison, 20 watts might be generous, but yep. All right, sounds good. You go 10 to your 21s, and I'll get back on the side. I'm going to shut this thing off, go 10-7 here for a bit. Like I said, I got stuff I got to go do. So 73s to you. Have a great day. You and the sweet thing, have a happy Valentine's Day, and we'll catch you a little bit later on, another time, another way. Radio station Motormouth Mall, your West Coast beast. 7 up, bye, bye.
Take it easy there, Motormouth Mall. Take it easy, Motormouth Mall. Enjoy your day, my friend. T-Bone with the waves we go.
Care for there, T-Bone. Big old blessed day to you as well. Enjoy it to its fullest. Good to hear you rocking and rolling out there in the world of sound. T-Bone, Motormouth Mall, step and break.
Breeze. Right back there, man. I'm thinking about hairpinning my beams, man. Maybe hairpinning and splitting my elements to give me some rejection there, Motormouth Mall.
No, that won't give you rejection. That gives you a guaranteed better feed point, but it won't guarantee rejection there, Break. That's going to be a little bit of careful planning on lengths and spacing of all the different elements. But there's not one thing you can change to make the rejection significantly better, and certainly the feed point type isn't going to alter the rejection, except for one thing. If you do run a balanced antenna and an unbalanced feed line, and you don't run a Balun, you're going to have poor performance because you're going to have common mode currents on the vertical coax mixing with the stuff coming up off the rest of the antenna. You're probably going to have some directional issues, whereas if you put a Balun on there, then that'll clean up the antenna's pattern and make everything work the way it's supposed to work and keep the RF out of the shack too. So, but yeah, don't expect your rejection to change by changing the feed point to Break.
So you think adding a Balun to my beams would be a little bit better? Maybe narrow down the pattern? Break.
If the beam is balanced. If the beam is unbalanced and you're feeding it with unbalanced coax, it doesn't matter. But if you split the elements and make it a balanced feed, now you must have a Balun, which is what Balun stands for, balanced to unbalanced, and its purpose is for common mode current. So I don't think you would have to add a Balun or a posse stub or ferrite chokes or some mode or a sleeve. You'd have to have some mode of curtailing the unbalanced, or I should say the common mode current. But for rejection, I don't know, rejection doesn't mean you get out better. Rejection is just a tool. So you may want to get Quick Yagi 4, QY4, and download DOSBox. You got to run DOSBox on Windows 10. If you have XP or before, you don't need it. But on the newer computers, you need DOSBox. Then you can run QI4 and design your own antenna to Break.
10-4, yeah. I got a computer with Windows 10, so I'm going to have to there, no doubt.
410. All right, sounds good. Catch you later on. 7-3s, 69 T-Bone, Motormouth Mall, stepping. I'm gone.
Hello, Motormouth Mall, little boy blue.
Well, Little Boy Blue, you got a hammer down out here. You smoking. Good morning time to you. Little Boy Blue, Motormouth Mall, waving.
So I am Motormouth Mall. Eugene Johnson, goodbye, Little Boy Blue, Motormouth Mall, Eugene Johnson.
Hey, Little Boy Blue, Eugene Johnson is out there keying up. Said goodbye, Little Boy Blue. Hello, Motormouth Mall, Eugene Johnson. I heard you all up in there. I heard you up in my radio, so we'll say hello to you as well. Eugene Johnson, Motormouth Mall, step and break.
Hey, Motormouth Mall, it's bad enough I got to put up a mosquito net around here, but I don't have to listen to Little Boy Blue, and you don't have to either. Little Boy Blue is my mud duck. Motormouth Mall, Eugene Johnson, gone.
Yes, Little Boy Blue's your mud duck. Wait a second. Now, that's not that. Is that? Hang on. Let me just make sure I heard what I heard.
Motormouth Mall, it's bad enough I got to put up a mosquito net around here, but I don't have to listen to Little Boy Blue, and you don't have to either. Little Boy Blue is my mud duck. Motormouth Mall, Eugene Johnson, gone.
That's what I heard right there. That's exactly what I heard. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, Eugene Johnson, you put them all down out there. Ain't no doubt about that. Motormouth Mall cruising. I got down. I'm back out. Break out.
Good morning. No, it's morning time. Well, that's morning time there too. Motormouth Mall, Eugene Johnson, gone.
Fortune to Eugene Johnson. You said he was your mud duck 20 years ago, and he's still your mud duck? Oh, man. Little Boy Blue, you got to pump it up with something. Oh, Eugene Johnson trying to... He's not trying. He's putting them all down out there. Motormouth Mall, cruising 1 fat watt at a time. I got down. Break.
See if we...
Hey, Dirty, I heard you up in there, too, around Nashville, Tennessee. Hello, Dirty. Motormouth Mall, waving break.
On the hog yard, 20 feet off the ground, said hello. No conditions, no cut.
Hey, Little Boy Blue, while you were out there in the hog yard, 20 feet off the ground, and you saying hello, I heard you, I did. I heard you up in there, I heard Dirty up in there. Y'all dropping a hammer out here on my neck of the woods.
What direction I'm pointed? I know it. I can hear you. The Keystone 149. Keep up the good work. Hog yard. 747 said that.
Go 10-7 over here. 747. Have a good day out there, Motormouth Mall, stepping. And I'll see you.
Roger, Motormouth Mall. Yeah, you're putting 25 dB on me no matter what direction I'm pointed. Keep up the good work.
10-4 and 25 dB, no matter what direction you're pointed. Sounds like it's working.
Roger, I'm picking you up very well. Keep up the good work.
410, you too. Take care, 7-3s. Check. No, blah, blah, blah is not making the trip. He thinks he is. I guess he's trying to get up in somebody's radio and he's trying to plug my ears, but guess what? All you gotta do is listen to the Watergate and you'll see what the real deal is. I got down.
That's okay, because he likes being walked on.
Yeah, a lot of people like that, you know. Some people are into that kind of stuff, and I guess if he enjoys it, you know, it's all good. They break. Hey, 20 around Illinois. Good to hear you up in there. You smoking up in there too. You covering up blah blah blah. Everybody out there is covering up blah blah blah. Motormouth Mall cruising. I got down.
Orange Picker with the radio report.
Hey, Orange Picker. Hey, Orange Picker, you got the radio report up here. I got your radio report. You smoke it up in here, too. Hey, Orange Picker, what's going on there, Break?
We listened to the radio show there. Y'all are sounding good. Sound like a local out here around Central Florida. I just got in there and talking to your neighbors there when we could just do those numbers. What was the first house mile? Orange Picker back in the tree.
Bartender Orange Picker, well, I appreciate you saying big hello out here on my neck of the woods. You were talking to my neighbor over here a little while ago, and tell him all I did say hello out there on the west side. And Orange Picker, before you get back in the trees, I want to say have a good day out there. You and the sweet thing, have a happy Valentine's Day, and we'll catch you another time, another way. Orange Picker, Motormouth Mall, looking around Florida. I got down, Break.
Happy Valentine's Day there, Motormouth Mall.
Sunshine State 109, your friend Orange Picker's neighbor.
Bartender Orange Picker. Okay, sounds good. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. And also your neighbor 109 over there on Orlando keyed up in there to say hello as well. Hello to you, 109 Motormouth Mall stepping. Happy Valentine's Day to you and the sweet thing as well. Motormouth Mall stepping right there, right now. And I appreciate your bump down. While you stepping, I'm stepping back on the side, going 10-7. Have a good day. Bye. Bye.
Back in the tree. See you, brother.
Hey, right back at you. Don't spin your wheels when you pull out of my driveway.
317 Bakersfield. Good morning.
We got you in there, Golden Boy. Hey, Golden Boy. Yeah, Orange Picker's talking about you. You're over the pile there,
317 Choice.
Golden Boy. Orlando, he's covering up California. You did a good job there, Golden Boy. You got a brag on